Good morning, good afternoon, good night. Welcome back. Welcome to. My name is Joe Josh. I go by iChart Daily. You know the deal. This is not financial advice, giving you a window to my thought process. I've been doing this for 17 years at this point, bro. It's like nothing phases me. The whole point of this video is, once again, March. Here we are. War. I mean, who would have thought, right? If you remember me saying February, March, just because it lines up with the 4-year cycle, it lines up with tax season, it lines up. And now we're here, right? The first thing you see when you go to a meeting, when you go to a sit down, when you go to lunch, what's going on? Man, yeah, this world's crazy, bro. It's war. So you're seeing blood in the markets, some markets. So my thought process instantly, because I was in the finance world for many years, is the transfer of wealth, right? It's a very simple process, but no one does it. It's when one thing in your portfolio is overbought, you take some profit and you allocate it to something in your portfolio that is oversold. And right now, if you take a step back and you just look at all of the markets, which you should, right? You need to diversify your money within different sectors, within those sectors, with industries, right? Within everything in life. If you're doing real estate, are you doing multifamily? Are you doing businesses, complex, yada, 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 right? So we're talking about crypto right now. Well, actually, money in general. Gold, silver, stocks, they were on a tear. Crypto and alts, they're down. So it only makes sense if someone bought gold a year, 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago to take 10%, 15%, not financial advice, but even some stocks, right? 10, 15%. And if you are in the crypto game, and I have been for 10 years now, if I see some of these coins down, 50, 60, 70, 80%, what are we doing here? Not financial advice, but I have been telling people who have been asking me for advice, yeah, 30% of what you want to put in, right? I mean, I'm cool with that. 35%. If Bitcoin, I'm looking at the 4-month chart on Bitcoin, it looks like this is when poo-poo's going to hit the fan. And what I mean by that is certain things playing out bearish. So I think over the next 2 to 4 months, we potentially could see maybe lower than 60. And for that reason, you want to have money on the side, right? When something is going down, my mindset is automatically, how much do I have in cash and how much do I want to allocate towards these assets, and how much do I want, what's the end ratio? Is it 80-20? Am I 80% in and 20% in cash? Is it 90-10? Right? Like when I was telling my channel 17-5, 15-5, 13-5, those are the levels that you want to be more in crypto, because you have a higher risk reward, right? When your crypto goes from 17, 15, 13 all the way to 120, 125, 130, that's when you want to allocate those funds more towards cash instead of crypto, like maybe 60-40, right? Depending on the asset and what you believe in it. Because once again, the best thing you could do is buy and hold forever, and then just honestly forget about it, because the news is going to manipulate your emotions and tell you that after a 4 million% run, a 70% correction is bad, even though it forms higher lows. I'm talking about Bitcoin. So right now, I told you in the last video, I am watching Bitcoin's 2-day, 3-day, 4-day chart. I'm curious to see if we form this bottom above 60. There is that CME gap around 80. If Bitcoin does 15 to 20,000, right? If we go from the 60s to the 80s, your altcoins, which are down and very, very oversold, are gonna have a heyday. And I could see, the whole point is the transfer of wealth. I could see money going from one market to another, and the sheep once again are left with assets that are overbought instead of oversold. So that's the video. Love you guys. Appreciate the support. If anyone has any comments, questions, concerns, leave it in the comment section. Besides that, you know, I do not want to start teaching my channel day trading. It's just too much, and people's lives will be ruined. I'm here for the long haul. I am here until I die, to be honest. I do technical analysis. It's my kids are, you know, they're not into it, but obviously if I'm into it, hopefully they're into it. And if I'm into it, you're getting videos. So the whole point of me saying that is during this bear market, it's boring. Very boring. Unless you're opening up shorts, right? And right now you're not opening up a short because it's forming bullish structure on the shorter time frames. If we see rejection at that 80 to 85,000, then yes, our mindset needs to change more to opening up a short, because then the asset could go back from 80,000 to 60,000 and potentially even lower. It's not proven that 60,000 is the bottom. You understand? Liquidity wise, if you look at a monthly, 2-month, 4-month chart, you're looking at like 50s, you know, high 40s, potentially even 30s. Once again, when I called the 17, 15, 13, 5 bottom, I didn't call anything. I just interpreted the chart better than others because of my experience. And those type of patterns haven't played out on the weekly and 2-week chart. And unfortunately, we need to see this play out, like I said in the last video, 100, 200, potentially even 300 days, which could be all of 2026 to see what's going to happen. Do we go to 60,000 to 80, come back down to 60 and double bottom? You understand? The chart hasn't formed yet in order for me to say 17.5, 15.5, 13, you know, which is 60, 50, 40. I'm comfortable saying that to someone, you know, 60, 50, 40. If it goes to 30, I would do the 30, 30, 30 level. Like 30, if you have to take a step back and say, what do you want to invest? And then take, not financial advice, 30% of it, put it around the 60 to 65. Then 30% in the 50s, 30% from the 50s to the low 40s, and then I would keep 10% if it goes to 30,000s. And then you call it the bottom, right? The first thing you got to think of is if it goes back to the all-time high, which it should, because it's continuously making new all-time highs. So expecting it to go back just to the all-time high is a great ratio just to start with, like your baseline. And you're looking at a 2 to 2.5x, right? If your average is from 60 to 50 to 40. And then it's proven that it makes new all-time highs. And if the 60, 50, 40 is the bottom, you got to use a fib from the 125 to that level, showing that maybe like 2 to 220, 25, 250 is the next high, which is once again great gains, but even absolute insane gains if you invest into altcoins right now. Same theory. If it's down 70, 80, 90%, I'm putting in 30, 30, 30. And then that's dollar cost averaging. Opening up longs is different. But that's really the video. Love you guys. Appreciate the support. And enjoy the day.